Let's welcome back to the show radio host Mark Simone. Mark, what do you make of this? Is this sober commentary or is this hysteria? David Brooks had to go way back into the Wayback Machine, more than a century for that one.
Well, this is why PBS got defunded. Exactly this kind of stuff. The government's not going to pay for this kind of speech. Yeah, I don't know if David Brooks is really that filled with hatred of Republicans and Donald Trump. He used to be a wonderful, thoughtful, gentle sort of a guy. But that was 23 years ago when he was on Charlie Rose or something. It's a million years later. I think he feels irrelevant. I think he's trying to sound like a young rabble-rouser. But you're right. The reference is from 1914. Nobody knows what the hell mustard gas is anymore. And if redistricting is a crime, a lot of Democrats are going to get the electric chair. So he's wrong to begin with. And he's not David Brooks anymore. He's just gone completely nuts.
What's your take on Eric Swalwell there?
Well, he was already nuts, so that's a little different. But, you know, if you want to make the case against Donald Trump and persuade people, you lay it out, a thoughtful, articulate case against him. But if you get into this hysteria and hyperbole, nobody's listening to you. You're defeating your own cause there.
Okay, so now we've got to move on to this. California Governor Gavin Newsom, what do you make of him being outraged? He demanded information about a Border Patrol raid outside his rally in L.A. last week. Arrests were made. I mean, Newsom is trying to push California voters to do a special election this fall to throw out California's constitutionally mandated nonpartisan congressional map. He wants a new gerrymandered one to put more Democrats in Congress to offset Texas. I mean, California voters say no to Newsom on this by a margin of 2-1. They say don't politicize our independent commission on this. Keep politics out of it. What do you make of Gavin Newsom here? Well,
first, he just set a new record. California now leads the nation in homelessness, in unemployment, and he's going to run, I guess, so he'll be offering to do this for every state now. He's just been the worst governor in the world. I don't know what happened to California. Ronald Reagan used to be the governor, but he's a salesman. He's not a manager. He can't run anything. He's just destroying the place, and he's got to be stopped by California voters. We should just have a law, just pass a law. A district has to be done on logical geographical area, and that's it. It can't be the shape of an octopus or anything like that.
Right, or a bug splat. You know, there's also this. We've got Texas Democrat lawmakers. They're heading back to Texas after they fled the state to deny a quorum on those new congressional maps that could possibly give Republicans 5 seats in the House. So we were talking about this. You know, Democrats are talking about redistricting in California, New York, Maryland. And what do you make of former President Obama? He's going to headline a fundraiser in Martha's Vineyard for a new National Democrat Redistricting Committee. But, you know, now we got reports Obama benefited in 2001 when his Illinois State Senate district was redrawn to include wealthier voters to get him in office.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. He's like, it's like he's walking around with a gasoline can looking for a fire so he can throw some gas on it, whatever the cause is. I think a lot of these guys are just feeling irrelevant. They're trying to just stay relevant. Comey with his Taylor Swift nonsense, David Brooks, and Obama throwing himself into any controversy and just trying to make it worse.
Thank you, Mark Simone. Great to see you again. Thanks for joining us tonight.